Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. So, I have a conversation that I want to share with you. And I want us to talk. I'm not going to take too much of your time, and I'm going to bring a guest. Uh, and Nisholade says, Daddy Aproko, I hail you. Hail your father at home first. Does your father have work? Which work did he use to train you? If you were a child that was trained, tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ léèrè ní ọmọ tó wá léèrè, tí ìṣọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ṣáláńgá, tí ìṣe ọmọ tó gbé ti sàárè, will you come to somebody who is your father's mate and say, Daddy Aproko? Obviously, you were badly raised. In Romania, they will say, Prost crescut. Mo sọ pé wọ́n da bíà sínú feeding bottle fún ẹ láti kékeré ni. Torí ẹ̀ ló ṣe ní làákàyè. Ó dẹ̀ wá síbi àwọn táwọn ẹgbẹ́ bàbá ẹ̀ gádà oní Daddy Aproko. Ó lọ pé Gio ẹ̀. Can you call your Gio Daddy Aproko? The gate man that gave birth to you by mistake, can you call him Daddy Aproko? Aláìwúlò. Káti ẹ̀ pé ó ní láárí ní àbátì ẹ̀ kí ẹ. Samaria Bob, how are you, Jare? Human being. Please. So let us have this conversation. Let's have this conversation. At a point in my life, because of what women have been through, I did not subscribe to the housewife scenario. But you see, after seeing a little bit more of life, and after seeing a little bit more of how the great feminist Diana ended, and how the side chick Camilla, excuse me, ended, I'm thinking of having a bit of a rethink. There's nothing wrong with being a housewife. I used to say this before, and people used to bash me for it. I said, the reason why my wife is not a housewife is because I don't have money. Now, I don't believe in housewife suffer. Housewife of you don't have a maid, you now punish your wife into becoming a housewife. I have a problem with that. I also believe that the reason why my wife is working is because I'm not rich, or I'm not rich enough. Because if I could afford to pay my wife $70,000 a year, which is what the average nurse earns in the US, and of course I provided the maid, the cook, so she doesn't have to do that work. She can, of course, do something soft like record YouTube videos of herself working out, just something soft that will not take too much of her time, but also keep her busy when she's not following me around the world and all that. And a lot of people bashed me. They were saying, "Oh, Daddy Freeze, you don't want your woman to have a dream. You don't want your woman to have a vision. You don't want this, that." I want to own a Ferrari. I don't like G-Wagons. I don't like sports. I don't like football. Must I like what you like? I know a man when I was growing up, he was very wealthy. He always wanted a woman. You know those kind of people those days. I used to do contracts. So he'd wake up early in the morning, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and go and play golf with his golf buddies. 7 a.m. he's on the golf course. Because it is where they are playing golf that they are handing over national contracts and projects. And he closes by 4 p.m. and goes to the recreational club in Ibadan and sits down with these same buddies and drinks while his kids are hopping in and out of the pool. Then he plays tennis or squash, and he was making money. But his wife was a nurse. And then she ended up getting a scholarship to go to South Africa. And then this guy, they had a very beautiful Calabar maid. Beautiful, curvy, lovely skin. Now so the girl go get belle, born twins. The wife now came back. I was like, I am now a doctor of nursing. How dare you get this low life girl pregnant? How dare you? She's just a house girl. Blah, 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 blah. And the guy said something. You know, those guys that don't know how to shout. The wife shouted. And the guy said something. So I said, your degrees are valueless to me. I need a woman that will stay with my kids. I need a woman that would attend to me. Your doctorate in nursing is valueless to me. I don't need it. I don't want it. I can afford to hire the best doctors if I needed them. I don't want a nurse in my home. What I want is a mother to my children. You've been away for the last 2 years doing your doctorate in South Africa that I am sponsoring. It's not like you even had the money as you've been working for this. And you see, sometimes this thing is what pains me inside. Women have dreams that at the end of the day are just dreams. Now the man still they fund the dream. Let's talk. So I'm paying my money, funding your dream, and I'm not getting value for my money. Because when I go into a shop and I want to buy a Ferrari, I want a fast car. Have you ever heard them start a Ferrari before? When you start, you hear boom, you hear the sound. I cannot go and buy a Ferrari and you start and hear like Kia. Then I match the accelerator, then it draws back like Kia first draw back, looking for where the engine is inside the bonnet. Then it starts to, no. That's not what I want. That's not what and the saddest thing is, there's Kia, Toyota, Hyundai. There is BMW, next level, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar. And then there is Bentley, Rolls-Royce, Ferrari. When you buy the Kia, it's cheap to maintain. Cheap to buy, cheap to maintain. Toyota, Honda, relatively cheap to buy, cheap to maintain. When you enter BMW and Mercedes, they are more expensive to buy and more expensive to maintain. Mercedes, Audi is another one. Lexus is somewhere in between, trying to be in their range but struggling very hard. And then you have the Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Bentleys, very expensive to buy, very expensive to maintain. But you see, when you pull up in an event in a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce, everybody will know that you have come. When you press the accelerator, you will know. The problem is, it's okay to drive a Kia. It's okay. You buy a Kia. It's cheap. It's affordable. You don't have to break your back to buy it or to maintain it. But the problem is, when you buy a Range Rover, same level of BMW and Mercedes-Benz, But you see, when you buy a Range Rover, you don't expect it to be cheap or easy to maintain. Now, so one of my guys, when I sold my Range Rover, my old Range Rover, I bought it in 2019, no, 2012. It was a 2009 model. I bought it in 2012 and I sold it in 2019. I sold it for about 3.5 million. Let me tell you, if all you have in the world is that 3.5 million and you buy that car, Range Rover that can just decide to give you $500,000 problem like this, and the problem will be nothing. But you see, you get that Range Rover class, you get that Range Rover safety, you get that Range Rover performance. But you can't go and buy a Range Rover and get Kia performance. You can't spend Rolls-Royce money that's even higher than Range Rover and be getting Kia performance. Many men are shortchanged in their marriages because they marry hybrid women. Hybrid women are women who are not like our mothers and not Oprah. I want to be on my own. Nobody can control me. You have someone who is halfway there. Let's talk about this, guys. Men want different things in their women. Someone says, listen to this. Kia Telluride is the best family mid-size SUV in the USA for the past 3 years, and you have to wait in queue for 3 months to get one. Let me tell you about the Ferrari F8 Spider. There's a 3-year waiting list. 3 years. Whether you are Bill Gates. Now, Ferrari is so bad that they can ban people. They banned Kim K, they banned Tigger, they banned like 5 or 10 celebs from buying their cars, including 50 Cent. Why? Because the Ferrari broke down. It had battery problem. And 50 Cent tweeted about it. He's been banned from owning Ferrari. 50 Cent cannot walk into a Ferrari shop and buy a new Ferrari unless he bought it secondhand from somebody. He can never buy it. That's how serious Ferrari you are telling me about Kia Namoto. 50 Cent can never, same thing with Kim Kardashian. You can never walk into a shop, a Ferrari shop, unless it's a second-hand shop and that they are selling used Ferrari, then you can go there and buy whatever you like. But that, so when we are talking, we're talking different things, and Kia is coming up. Kia na moto, now up and coming moto. Oh, we dey talk motor, they talk. Then you buy the Ferrari F8. Now let me break your heart. The Ferrari F8, brand new, is about, say, $300,000. Second hand is $500,000. Second hand is $200,000 more than the brand new, because you have to wait for 3 years to get the brand new. We are talking about Kia that I can walk inside. Kia na upcoming motor. Anyway, don't let me lose my train of thought. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, this guy was a rich guy. His kids went abroad every year for holidays, and they always went to at least 2 places. It's either they went to Germany, US, or Germany, UK, because he grew up in Germany. So he had some German, what is it called? So they always used to go to Germany and somewhere. Germany and Hawaii. Every year, summer holiday in abroad. But you see, the mom wanted to be a nurse and wanted to be the highest level, wanted to attain the highest level in nursing, which there's no problem. But the nursing and the highest level nursing was useless to the guy. Because for the last 2 years, when the mother was doing her PhD, or yes, in South Africa, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 years, it was the maid that was even carrying the children abroad. The man needed somebody to take care of his kids, and they have to travel abroad every year. He got visa for his maid. You see, at the end of the day, the man might not have had any intentions for the maid. But because she is the one who he sees all the time, now so Baba begin bench the maid. Before you know it, the maid come born twins. The twins come be boy. And then the woman will go on a charade. I'm going to leave you. This was when I was growing up in Ibadan. You're going to leave who and you're going to get what? Shink bang, you know, go get. The best I can do is I'll pay house rent for you and send you feeding money for the children when they are staying with you. But the children are not going to leave my mansion and go and stay with you. Because you don't even have their time. They don't even know you. So, you see, women have been fed these notions that you have to have a dream. Oh, you have to be somebody. Oh, why are you a housewife? I understand. It's dumb to be a housewife to a poor man. It's dumb. Don't try it. But if you have a wealthy husband, now I understand you want security. Squeeze your husband's hand into giving you what someone of your status will earn as a nurse. The husband is rich enough, he can give you $70,000 every year. Inside it, Charles Iheya. Oga, go sleep small. Let me attend to you. Ó yẹ kán fi ẹ́ ṣe léyà ni, ó yẹ kán dúnbò ẹ̀ fún léyà ni, olóṣì olórí burúkú yìí. Why don't you tell your father that he should go and sleep small? Night soil man, ẹni tó ń kó sókàwé lóru. Ó lọ ní kó lọ sùn. Because tó bá sùn ò ní jẹun. Pickpocket tó ń ṣàfóònù àpò èèyàn. How else do you think you have a smartphone? Ìwọ tó ponú. Ká pé smartphone lè sọ̀rọ̀ ní wọ́n máa bú ẹ lójoojúmọ́ ni pé bó lo ponú ìtì rí mi náà. Dìdìrín dátọ́ aláìlọ́pọlọ. Máa ṣàlẹ̀ jẹ́ kiri wá sórí live mi. Charles Iheya kọ́ Iléyá Charles ni. Iléyá fún ẹ rapture jẹ́ dànù lóṣì. Aṣàlẹ̀ jẹ́ pickpocket wá sórí live mi. Can I continue? So like I was saying, if you have a rich husband, don't go and try this. I want to have a career, I want to have a career, I want to have a career. Unless the rich man is the kind of rich that doesn't have time, then you can go and chase your own career and the two of you chase. But if you have those rich men that make their money on the golf course, those rich men that make their money hosting parties, meeting with their friends, and exchanging opportunities. You go there and want to form career, one small girl will carry your husband. I'll tell you another story. There was a gentleman I heard of. Yoruba boy, has a Yoruba wife, went to the UK for his masters, met this Yoruba girl. You know, Yoruba, the worst women are Nigerian women that were raised abroad. They don't have the values of the abroad women and they don't have the values of the Nigerian women. All they have is the bad behavior of the abroad women and the bad behavior of Nigerian women combined, hybrid. You know, abroad women get the advantage. Oh, my love, they will love you to pieces, but they get their weary. Nigerian women get the advantage. They will walk, they will do what they are supposed to do as Nigerian women. When you go and marry those ones that were raised abroad, they don't have the Nigerian value, and they don't have the, so it's like the worst of both sides. Now, so this guy go marry this babe, bring her come house. He got a job with an oil company, and he was relocated to Port Harcourt. From the day the woman got there, oh, this Port Harcourt is so dead. Oh, this Port Harcourt is a very terrible place. Oh, this Port Harcourt, I don't like it. Oh, this Port Harcourt is so bad. Oh, this Port Harcourt. Oh, that Port Harcourt. Oh, those Port Harcourts. Oh, I'm going back to London. Now, so Auntie Parker load. Go back London. This guy was shuttling every month. Once he gets his leave, at the end, because he used to work 3 weeks on, then 3 weeks off. So once he does that, is 1 month on, 1 month off. So once he finishes in January, as he's finishing in January like this, he's going abroad to the UK. End of February, he's coming back to that Port Harcourt. Woman no gree come. Then he now stopped doing those shifts and was promoted, so he had office work. So he now had to be in Port Harcourt instead of being on the rig. He could not afford the time to travel and spend 1 month with his wife abroad. Meanwhile, this woman no born, no. At least the first one will be not still born pikin. This one no born, no. She never born, no. You never born, they stay for London. Your husband, they stay for Nigeria. Now, so Baba go drink beer one day with him guys. Go jam this Calabari Mami water. If you see this woman, oh, if she waka past this life, all of them go log out, follow around. Men and women of you. Calabari queen. Now, so Baba go jam this babe. Small play like this, the girl don't get belly. Born one son. They never play again, the girl don't get another belly. Born the second son. In Yoruba babe, they London, they vex. So you know what? She's coming home. Now she come Port Harcourt. Come jam Calabari babe and in Calabari mama, and the two of them know well. Say they don't shave her head that day. Give her to chop. Now small like this now remain. Because she came in there and started making noise. You know, to say if she had come and say, see children. Like Olamide's son. See Mary, see Jesus. If you say they just come inside and say, hey, see children, see their mama quiet. She begin to make London mouth. Ay. Now mama and in Peking descend on them. One no. Yoruba accent come out for her mouth by the time they finish with them. Person we first come with, what's going on in it? Oi, moi. Baba, one no best ma so Yoruba ni, o Yoruba jáde lẹ́nu wèrè. So what am I trying to say in essence? The husband did not need a woman that wants to be in the UK and wants to be reading a book he needed a wife. So let's stop making women feel bad for wanting to be wives. And men, stop being ashamed if what you truly want is a wife, not a career lady. Tell your woman, communicate it. Now, it's unfair for a man. Let me bring balance to this. To marry when you meet a woman, you ask her, what do you want to be in future? And she says, I want to have PhD in nursing. And then you now try to convert her to being a housewife. That's unfair. But if the woman you met wants to raise her kids, she just wants to be a mother to her children, and wants to be a wife, I think it is unfair for you to judge them. Someone said, I love nurses. I don't know. I just use them to do example. So I want to call a lady to join us live. I hope she's still awake. Oh, wow. Okay, so I said I was going to call her. So let me wake her up. And I said we're having an interesting conversation about housewives. I hope she picks. And let us see if Daddy Freeze, your mouth sweet, you're a great storyteller. I'm actually someone who wants to share with you the little nuggets I pick up. I might not be always right, especially when it comes to matters of life. If it's Bible now, I feel argue and go up, come down. You know? But there's so much to learn one from the other. Let me try and see if I can call. Made man yo. Oh, did I say nuggets? I'm tired. Nuggets, I mean. Thank you for correcting me. I'm tired. Okay, I've called. She didn't pick up. Let me just try again. So, let me invite you guys and let me see who's gonna come live. Let's talk about housewives. I don't meet plenty people and they share their stories with me. Don't worry, I'm not going to do this for long. Remy, are you available? Sugar Destiny. Yes. So, my darling sister, what are your thoughts? If you're watching on TikTok, I'm giving shout outs to my top gifter. So if you're my top gifter on TikTok, I'll give you a special shout out. So go ahead.
Good evening, Daddy Freeze.
Are you okay? You sound down.
I'm okay. No, I just came back from somewhere.
Okay, so what are your thoughts? Don't worry, I'm not going to take too much of your time today. What are your thoughts?
About housewives?
Yes.
For myself, I can never be a housewife. I'm so sorry, Daddy Freeze.
There's nothing to be sorry about. Is what you want.
No. I can't see any reason to be a housewife. No, when you're a housewife, a man can toy you. You can't be bold enough. There's some certain things you want to do, you won't be able to do it because you're a housewife. A man provides 100% of your needs. Why? What is the need that went to school? Some men will say, I want to marry you. I'm capable. You don't have to go to work. And it's a no-no for me. Never. It's a no-no for me. No,
and
I have
why
my own personal. Because maybe just some personal reasons. I'm this kind of person that I want to do my things for myself. Sometimes, not everything. My kids want to eat cookie. I have to go meet my husband. It doesn't make sense to me. No, I want to keep up to my career. Yeah. Yeah, I'll need to claim my sanity, leave the house and come in. Simple. The same way the man leaves the house and come in. Of course. I have to do that. That's my own. Some people might enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. Never.
Okay. I've got Samaria here. Samaria, what are your thoughts?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, my darling. How are you doing? Good evening, everyone.
Yeah. A lot of people say they want to be a housewife, though.
Not every I can be a housewife. I mean, in as much as I like to stay home, I like to do chills, but I can be a housewife to keep up with my respect and to have a peace of mind because unless the man decides to put me on a salary, should he not want me to go out there and work, then he should let me do some kind of online business. I must not be the one to make the deliveries. But he can, bring people around to help me in the deliveries if you don't want me going out there because, first of all, I'm good with paying indoors. But just to, just say I do without doing anything, I wouldn't have that peace of mind because, first of all, I will be scared. What if something happens in future or to him tomorrow? What becomes of me? That's number one. Secondly, it brings insults. I don't like to ask. No, I don't like to ask. I like to be very, very, very independent. So
Independent, yeah.
I can be a housewife. Unless, but I can be a housewife.
Never. I can never be a housewife. Never.
Yeah, there are a lot of things we can do. We must not go out there, but then.
Yeah.
All right. Ibis Love Haven, how are you doing, my darling?
Hi, everyone. I'm very well, Daddy Freeze. Good evening.
Good evening. So this housewife talk, what is your position?
Okay, let me start with myself. When I got married 13 years ago, because of the nature of my husband's job, he was always gone for a month. He would come back another month. And because I was in the bank, I was working in the bank and I was on the island. So there is just no way I can be working and be having time for the house. So at that time, I stepped back. I stopped working at that time. But the beautiful thing is, he was okay enough to... Sorry. It was okay enough to pay me monthly salary. I was getting monthly salary at that time, right? And that was back in Nigeria, and I did not do any office work until I left about 8 years ago. But when I came into this country, converting naira to dollar, right? I mean, what will I even be doing at home, right? Doing nothing. So I had to pick up something. What I'm saying in essence, it depends on the environment that you're in. If you are here in Canada, you need to support your husband. At the same time, you might not be doing 8 hours to 8 hours job, but at least you should have some confidence in yourself. You should be doing something. Sometimes I press my pedal, sometimes I don't, which simply means when my husband is around, I don't get myself occupied because I need to be, I need to be available for him. I need to be available for the children. But you should have something that you are doing as a wife. At the end of the day, that man is going to outgrow you. Your husband is doing... he's doing his PhD, he's doing his master's, and you are just at home cooking and cleaning? No, except if both of you are on the same page of staying at home. But if you're not, if your husband is not that kind of a man, working for a multinational company, and you are just at home cooking and cleaning, I bet you the world outgrow. She is going to outgrow you because you're not going to be speaking the same language anymore.
Hold on. Hey, children are making noise. I told you 2 stories of 2 men who didn't outgrow their... You see, that a man is going to outgrow you. I think it's a fallacy that women create to make themselves feel that they need careers.
That is true. That's not true. I disagree.
Hold on. You are a woman.
You use that word a lot. You tell people you outgrow each other.
Hold on. Is it a competition?
Hold
It's not a competition.
Hold on. You are women. When I'm done with this round of women, I'm going to bring 3 men. Women think men outgrow. Listen, if I had a PhD and my wife doesn't have a PhD, as long as my wife is smart enough to keep a conversation with me, you understand what I'm telling you? Most men who marry all these career women, when they cheat with house girl, they cheat with OND, they cheat with dropouts. Never has a man who married a professor cheated on her with another professor. There's a message there somewhere. This I understand what you're saying. Yeah, you are there for your husband, blah blah. If your husband is getting a PhD, what does your husband want in you? It is not a competition. My husband has a PhD, I must have masters. It is not a competition. Let me tell you, you'll be amazed. Those days when we were in school, all those our professors, they used to sleep with undergraduates now. They used to have girlfriends among us. And their wives are also professors. Then we have all those small student girlfriends, those girls that can entertain them. A man needs entertainment. A man needs a companion. Oh, it is nice for me to have an intelligent companion. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to choose between intelligence and companion, I want companion. Unless the woman is really dumb and then puts the man in trouble. But I want men to talk. You see, men are visual. For instance, now I want to cheat on my wife. I'll be looking for somebody that read book. What's my I can have Samaria. I can call Samaria for 5 hours. I say, Samaria, today I want to talk to you for 5 hours, and we talk about book things. But when I want to cheat, what I'm looking for is the behind. What I'm looking for is this. What I'm looking for is, I'm not even looking for your face, because half the time it's going to be bent over. You understand?
That dynamics can work in Nigeria, not here. Whatever they do here is household income. So only one person might not be able to
let's not generalize. I've learned this. I have friends in Canada who are wealthy. One of my former schoolmates drives a Lamborghini. At that level, where your annual income is $3 million, you are not looking for. It is when you are earning $100,000, you are looking for another person with another $100,000. So the two of you can have $200,000.
Don't let their wives work. I have a friend who is a full housewife with 2 kids. In fact, matter of fact, most men, what they look at is number of kids. If you have 2 kids, for example, and you see maybe a toddler and an infant, sending them to the daycare is how much in a month? You prefer your wife to stay back home and look after them. It doesn't mean that
I've not been doing any job.
I have friends that don't work. This is what they do.
A lot of
people stay at home as housewives and babysit the children.
Take care of their kids.
Because there's a lot of them. How much are you going to pay at the daycare at the end of the month?
At the daycare.
You don't even need to own the world to make your wife a housewife. Yeah. So
I lost my job when I had my last baby, 2020. I lost my job because the hours doesn't suit me and my kids. My husband suggested, oh, should we take our last baby to daycare, or sugar, you stay at home? I said, over my dead body. I can't stay at home. Why? I have to keep gathering my experiences. And this part of the world, if you don't have experience, it's too hard for anyone to hire you. They need experience. I said, no. So my mom has to be coming and going, go to Nigeria, spend 2 months, you understand? Come back to Canada.
Now, imagine your husband had a business and was making $3 million a year.
My husband gave me that option that he faced. They promoted him. He has to be going to the States and be coming back to Canada. Sugar, this. I said, my friend, that's not going to work. I need my Canadian experience as much as you need yours. Because if I want to upgrade or anything, experience is what matters in this part of the world.
Hold on. Your husband was not making $3 million a year. You see, your husband was, when they upgraded him, how much was the salary? I don't know what the
income was, but I know he gave me that option.
If your husband is making $3 million, guys, all of you on this live,
no,
if your husband is making 1 million pounds, wait, if your husband is making £1 million a year, or 3 million Canadian dollars, or $2 million US a year, the conversation will be different.
Daddy Freeze, don't let me make mouth here. I can come.
That's true. Daddy Freeze, I beg. Me, I want to work. I need my experience. I want to be independent. If my husband die,
see, we don't get power.
if the man fight, what will you do?
Comfortably stay at home.
That is the beg.
Do nothing.
And
but
do nothing.
It's not about what I can comfort. I've not been doing it too.
I work 3 days a week, Daddy Freeze. I work only 3 days a week. Myself, 3 days a week.
It's not about you. God forbid, if anything happens to that man.
It's not about something. Okay, let's you don't have to happen.
Listen,
with your husband.
Listen.
What is
My
that
former
what is that
classmate.
separation?
Hold on. My former classmate makes 3 million Canadian dollars a year. The conversation is different. Do you know the kind of insurance that his wife is on? At $3 million a year. Do you know the kind of if anything happens to him within the next 3 years, within the next 10 years, his wife gets a $20 million payout. You see, the conversation we're having, this Canadian experience, is because you don't have $20 million. If you have $20 million,
I disagree with you. If you have things like a paying mortgage, if something happened, like we said, that's when you will realize what we're saying, the reality.
Hold on. What reality are you What reality are you achieving? When if anything happens to the man, you get $20 million. That's his insurance policy. $20 million. That's work you are doing. If you do it for the next 50 years, you will not have $20 million. Yes or no? Hold on. That work that you are doing. That work that you are doing. That work that you are doing.
I do not want to stay in the house.
Wait. That work you are doing, if you do it for the next 50 years, in fact, the next 100 years, you cannot have $20 million cash lump sum once. His insurance for his wife is $20 million.
That is free.
Yes. He earns $3 million a year.
It's a whole lot of money, though, but
now with $20 million a year, listen, if you are the biggest olodo in this life, say you know no book, and you buy 10 to $2 million houses in Canada, you can never go hungry. Just go and buy 10 to $2 million houses with all the money.
I agree
you
with that.
You will never go hungry. Your parents in the village will never go hungry.
Yeah.
So you see, what I'm saying is the conversations we're having is we are still struggling. Even though you guys are middle class, you are still middle class. You have not experienced upper middle class or upper.
How did you know Daddy Freeze now?
No. Hold on. Upper class. When you experience upper class, you will know the difference.
Don't conclude, please.
No, you have not. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Hold on. Even those of you, how many of your husbands? Wait.
People don't like to talk on social media. That Freeze. Leave us with
so you want to tell me that you people make $1 million Canadian dollars a year?
I beg, I don't.
As in, you people make $1 million Canadian dollars a year. Let's use US dollars.
Up to $1,000, but no make. That
you people are not being realistic. That's my problem with the only person that's being realistic here is Samaria.
Daddy Freeze, we are not.
This is social media. Daddy Freeze.
They do TikTok because we do TikTok. Daddy Freeze.
Do you know what $1 million a year is?
Daddy Freeze.
Make una leave $1 million a year. Forget it. I'm not talking about $100,000 a year. I'm not talking about $200,000 a year. I'm talking about 1 million, let alone $3 million a year. Do you know what $3 million a year is? Nobody on salary. Listen, I can tell you for free, none of you make it. Because nobody in Canada makes $3 million a year.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of money.
Nobody in Canada makes which work are you doing? Are you working? Are you the PA to the president? There is unless maybe hold on, unless maybe you are a neurosurgeon #1 in the whole Canada. That's when you be talking about that kind of salary. We are talking of $3 million a year. You people are saying you have it. It's impossible. None of you makes it. Forget it.
But sincerely, Daddy Freeze, sincerely, you cannot be out of the house all the time. You cannot be competing with your husband with 8 hours job, 12 hours job. You're not going to create a balance to your home. I'm of that school of thought that a woman should be available, but I'm also on that school of thought that at least you should have something that you are doing. You don't have to do too much. You don't have to press too much, especially if your husband can provide for you. I have not worked in 3 years. My twins will be 3 in May. I've not. My work is just my coaching session and whatever I'm doing online. So, but at the same time, of course, I'm in school, right? And I'm still home. I just have to be available. I believe that there should be something that I'm doing. I believe that I should be available for my children, not just for my husband, for my children.
Let me tell you something. Let me break people's heart. If your husband makes 3 million a year from investments, because what my friend does is real estate, and he has been doing it for many years, and on that level, the tax, you'll be amazed that these people don't even pay as much tax as people do from normal work. At that conversation level, because this guy, if he just go marry one woman for Nigeria, buy him one house for Lekki, give him belle, they take care of him there, they go Nigeria once every 6 months. That's how big $3 million a year is. So when that kind of money, hold on,
120,000 though, and they're insulting us, so they're not even making 100 though.
You see, we need to have these conversations, because sometimes the problem we all have is we are earning 50K, 70K a year, and we are thinking 50K and 70K, forgetting that tomorrow something can happen and we can be upgraded out of that box into a totally different box. Now, you see, the way you think when you are earning $50,000 a year is different from the way you think when you are earning $500,000 a year. Is now totally different from when you are earning $3 million a year. You can't use that 50,000 at $3 million a year. You can afford daycare for any child. It's not a problem. You can afford driver in Canada. It's not a problem.
I have a question for you.
You can afford to bring a house girl from Nigeria. You see, there are conversations you are having because there is a level of, how do I put it, you have not gone into yet. Once you step into that realm, the realm of, I have a friend who's coming to Nigeria, and I asked him what's his flight. You know what his answer was? Anytime I get to the airport, that's my flight. Because he has a private jet. It's a different conversation.
Oh, okay.
It's a different conversation. Another friend of mine followed him on the plane. They went to Paris. They landed in Paris. My guy wanted to pack his bag. You know, normally you land somewhere, you pack your bag. Say, why are you packing your bag? Now we get the aeroplane. Leave your bag. The conversation is different. The conversation in economy class is different from the conversation in business class, is different from the conversation in first class, is different from the conversation in private jet. When you can afford your own plane, now you dictate the time where you want travel. Just tell the pilot to get the plane ready. Any day you reach airport, once they can give you clearance. If it's not a busy airport, you travel 30 minutes from the time you show up at the airport. If it's a busy airport, you need maybe 2-3 hours. I don't know if I'm making sense. So you see, there are conversations that the problem is we are all thinking, we're not thinking outside of our situation. We're just believing that we're in this our same situation and then there's $3 million. No. If there was an inflow of $3 million annually into your situation, the situation will change dynamics. Because you even tell your husband that he's stingy if he cannot bring $2,400 to pay nanny. So let me bring some men. I see John in the background. Who wants to talk with John?
Daddy, please, I'm just gonna leave.
Don't leave. Oh, John is coming. I know Destiny want to go, so that's why I asked. Destiny want to stay.
No, Daddy, please don't get me wrong. I'm not leaving because you're bringing John. I just came back from somewhere and I want to have my shower. So it's not because of John. In a good time, I will be in a conversation with John. Trust me,
Samaria,
I fear no one.
do you want to stay?
I'm not scared of 100.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so Bukola, thank you so much. Destiny, thank you so much. Destiny, you can go and have your shower. Take the phone along. John will be
Let me
there.
quickly say this.
Thank you, sir.
Uh-huh.
God
Leave
bless
your
you.
husband at the mercy of house girl. It's very dangerous.
God bless you.
Let me tell you what you just said.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what you just said. You just said, buy a Ferrari but drive it very slowly. That's what you just said. You want, listen, you want to have your husband's time. But you see, your husband is wealthy. I'm not talking about comfortable. I'm talking about wealthy. When you live in a $4 million house in Canada with 3 garage, and the 3 garage are full, and the garage, you know those garage that inside one garage 2 cars, one will be on top of the other.
Yeah.
That's the kind of money we are talking about. So that kind of money, guess what? Most of the business, my guy is done from work by 1 o'clock every day. Because in Canada, it's not like Nigeria. You go to the site, you tell them what you want. You don't have to sit down there from morning to night and say if they are mixing the cement right. They don't bond them, they don't mix the cement well. Half of the problems we have in Nigeria is because we are all thieves. The person you are hiring is a thief. The cement supplier is a thief. The downful driver bringing the cement is another thief. The site manager is a thief. The architect is a thief. All of them are thieves. So you have to micromanage everything. But in a situation where you live in a decent nation, if you are into construction, you just go there, you know what you want. Okay, I want this like this, this like this, like this. Okay, this is how far you've gone, blah blah blah. Even they, once it's 5 o'clock, they close and they go home. On special days when you have special things to do on the project, there might be overtime. But a normal day, they go to work at 7 o'clock, start at that 7 o'clock, and 5 o'clock they close. Everybody goes home. So at that level,
I want to be here when John is here. Sorry to cut you off. I will wait when it comes in for a minute. Then I'll wait.
Okay. So let me remove Destiny, so Destiny can go and shower then.
Daddy Freeze, what if I say I'm not going then?
Okay, but somebody has to go.
Never
because
mind.
I cannot bring...
No. Daddy Freeze, I have to go. I'm so sorry.
No.
I have to go. I have to
All
go.
right, Destiny.
My husband will
And
still
thank
be
you
home.
so much. Destiny, thank you so much for the money guns you got for me on TikTok. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, I'm just bringing John for 1 minute.
I will leave, so you don't have a problem bringing John.
Okay. Help me leave now so I can bring you on.
I'm being direct now.
But you know, when women are idle, they tend to have time for a lot of nonsense. I don't believe a woman should be idle for any reason, because it gives room for them to start acting funny, being suspicious, having time to mess around and stuff like that. Women should be engaged.
A Nigerian woman, John.
That if it's all for now.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Let us hand over to you, John. Over to you. Now, anything you talk now ain't gonna be final. After you talk, I go close the live. Oh yeah. Over to you.
No, the truth is that women that don't want to be housewives have not met a rich husband. That's why.
I swear to God.
It's all this is where they talk now. Talking the truth. If you meet a man who is wealthy, who is willing to keep you at home and give you the baby girl, you're even talking about 3 million USD. How many people earn 3 million USD annually in this world? Small $500,000, you'll be a housewife to the fullest. I have a friend who lives in Abu Dhabi. He pays his wife $5,000 every month. His wife is full-blown akata. She is happy staying at home because her friends who are teachers in Abu Dhabi earn like $6,000 a month going to work every day. She earns $5,000 sitting at home and taking care of the kids. Tax-free. So all these things we they talk now because on never jam man we hold better bread.
John,
how many men can actually get that position?
Because if you listen to what I said earlier when I answered my question, I said that if you decide to pay me salary, that's number one.
Of course.
If you decide to pay me salary, that's number one. Then allow me to invest in whatever my choice. If you don't want me, yes.
500,000 divided by 12 is what?
60,000.
Because even if you're giving me those money and I'm stocking them somewhere, I need to invest them into something.
500,000 divided by 12 is about.
You mean multiplied by 12?
Divided by 12. I want to know what the salary is.
But I want you to understand
That's
that
about
money has a
$40,000.
spirit. The more you have money, the more the eager to have more. You never satisfy with money. You keep pushing you. The quest to have go for more. So no matter how much you give me, I'm telling you that I would want to invest to keep getting more and more and more and more. That's the spirit.
Madam, let me tell you something. If
not about the calculation, it doesn't matter how much you pay me. I want to invest.
If a man that earns $500,000 a month, it doesn't pay mortgage. A year is not a mortgage. People like that buy their houses outrightly. They buy their houses outrightly. So you're living in a house that is fully paid for. You drive a car that is fully paid for. Every other thing you need, that $5,000, I just say you did house, you want to go and watch a movie. And let me just go and watch a movie with the kids. You step out, get dressed and go and watch a movie with the kids.
I'm telling you that money has a spirit. Why do you think the rich keep getting richer? Because why do you think the rich people like Dangote and the rest of them don't say,
Dangote is different. You need to understand that there's even in America.
I don't need to invest anymore.
Hold on. In America, there is a class of people called the idle rich.
Okay.
Let's talk about the idle. Hold on. Let's talk about the idle rich. How do you become idle rich? Bill Gates wants to start Microsoft. He raises $100,000. Inside your own is $20,000. You will never work till you buy. Because every year they'll be paying you $200 million.
It's different of investments. That is like, yes, I understand what you're trying to say. Once people do that, they give you money to start up something. They are part of the business, whatever it is that you've started. People do it. So if you invest from the salary, that's right.
Since I'm not going to work. I'm not going to do any other thing other than taking care of the house. But there is something must be entering my accounts every month.
That's what John said.
I have done it before.
Listen.
I have done it.
Hold on. That's exactly what I said. The rich man in Ibadan, the oil guy in Port Harcourt, and this John's friend, they all have their wives on monthly salaries.
Daddy Freeze, let me tell you guys one story. Yeah? You know, I understand that women always want to go out and work, especially I will understand if the woman is a professional, like maybe a doctor. You know, doctors work out of passion. Most of them work out of passion. Yes. A doctor works out of passion, what do you
mean they have to be a doctor because of work? What do you mean by that? We don't have other job that you can work with passion.
No, what I mean by work out of passion, the doctor wants to see him, his or herself, grow up to be a surgeon. That she might not be even keen about the salary. For example, let me give you an example. You know Genesis Cinema.
How about the lawyer?
You know Genesis?
Yes.
Genesis' wife is my close relation, and she's a doctor. She's a doctor in University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital. How much does the doctor earn there? 450,000 naira a month. But she goes to work every day. That is because she's doing it out of passion. There was a time Nato came back home and the wife was on night call. The next morning, he drove to the hospital and met the chief medical director. Told him, he will tell me who's marrying this woman, whether it's you or me. Why will you put my wife on night call? He just left her to do it because he knows she's doing it out of passion. That money is not her problem. It's that salary.
Now you are talking. You see, you are being biased. Now, this is exactly the point. Because time is not about how much you're being paid. There are people who have the passion. The fact they don't get dressed to go there, the fact there are clients waiting for them, they need to attend to is
Madam, relax. Madam, relax. I'm getting somewhere. I'm not being biased. For medicine as a profession, people who practice medicine out of the passion for it. You cannot tell me that you're a sales rep or you're a lawyer, credit law firm.
So you cannot be passionate about being a lawyer. What are you saying now?
Okay, hold on a second. So pro bono lawyers are not passionate about their stuff, right? These free lawyers that go about rendering services to people for free. It's not about passion.
Nobody on earth have the right to compare medicine with any other profession in this earth.
Hold on, no. People decide to study a code for reasons best known to them.
Madam, Madam, they save lives.
You may decide to do law because it could be okay. Hold on a second. Now, do you believe with me that there are incidents that will point you to choosing a particular career in life? You may have had a case growing up as a childhood. You may have read a story where people were surprised, where people were unable to pay a lawyer for one case or another. For that reason, you decided to pursue that career. And then you decide to be a lawyer tomorrow just to help those who are voiceless. So tell me a situation like that, you tell yourself is not
Destiny, you don't go bath again.
You cannot complain.
Have you carry phone enter bathroom?
I'm not talking about engineering, I'm talking about lawyers.
And lawyers are irrelevant.
Lawyers don't have the
Lawyers are irrelevant. Because
how can you say that? How can you say lawyers are irrelevant? I disagree with you on this. John, you can speak for yourself, but not for others.
Lawyers are irrelevant. You cannot compare law and medicine. How will you compare law and medicine?
It doesn't matter what it is. It looks, I'm a nurse. Do you understand? Being a nurse, for me, is a passion. But that does not mean if I had
Samaria is a passion or is a passion? A passion or a passion?
Madam, that is I think in Nigeria is passion. It's passion.
You see lawyers.
Sorry?
You lawyers are not. How will I put it? They're not. They are not necessary. A doctor is a necessity.
They are not necessary.
Psychologists are not necessity. Social workers are not necessary.
No, come on.
I think lawyers are very necessary.
They are very necessary when it comes to people that want to steal property and want to do others.
I agree with you still. John, I bet you that if you, for example, God forbid, as a child, you saw your properties, you saw your family go through things simply because you were able to afford a lawyer. You want to read law to help people in future. I'm telling you.
Excuse me.
People are just
Madam, when a war breaks out, is anybody interested in lawyers and being enlisted into the army? No.
We all know that. We know they are not at that time. They are not the priority.
Madam, please let me learn. The people that are necessary to be enlisted into the army are engineers and doctors, because you have to fix those trucks. You have to save those lives. During the war, who is talking about this is my land, this is his land? No.
We're not talking about law. We're not talking about war here. We're talking about passion. We're not talking about war. We're talking about
this John will not kill somebody. See where carry and go.
Don't divert. No, you're saying it's just like saying, oh, what is the necessity, the basic thing people need during war, food and stuff like that. Oh, saying somebody who owns the barber shop. Nobody goes there during war, but people will always eat. So this is different. We're talking about career.
The basic thing people need during the war is food. They need to be alive to fight.
I'm telling you that, but that's not what we're talking about here.
Do you know why John mentioned
that? Okay, guys. All right, everybody's gonna get 1 minute. Hold on. Everybody's gonna get 1 minute. I'm rounding off before this thing turns to a bigger fight than it is already. So Samaria, Buki, and John, 1 minute each. Samaria, your 1 minute.
Okay.
Over to you, Samaria, your 1 minute.
Samaria,
I don't have anything else to say. All I'm saying is, if you want to keep me as a housewife, if you pay me salary, that's fine, but allow me to invest. If you disagree with me investing, well, I must do something. That's all I'm saying, because I don't just sit around the house doing nothing. Even though I have to look after the kids, there are a lot of things I can do without stepping out of the house. So just allow me to be able to...
Hold on, let me ask you a question. What is Camilla's job? What is Camilla's job? What does Camilla do?
So, that place I live for that place.
No, but it's a conversation, because you want to have a job. If you're going to marry Prince William, you're not going to have a job.
Yeah, because there's a lot of jobs to do in the house.
Good. So if you're marrying somebody, if you're marrying somebody who is either on that level of royalty or that level of money, you are not...
Well understood.
That's exactly what I've been saying since. Anyway.
That one is understandable, but freeze. But
Bookie.
not just an average, and you just want me to sit around.
Oh,
We need to work
no,
together.
listen.
My
We are
own
not
money
talking
is
about the
in a
average
sweet when I
Nigerian.
spend my own money, I beg.
I'm sorry, this is an aspirational topic. If you're an average Nigerian earning 70,000 naira a month, this is not your conversation. You can listen and learn and pick things up, because that 70,000 naira, you feel blow tomorrow. You say if you own your own private jet, nobody go run you down. But for now, this is not your conversation. Your conversation is how you are going to eat. Even if you are abroad and you are earning minimum wage, that's you are earning below $200,000
Not even
a year,
even if you're earning $70,000,
is not your conversation.
Like this, to be honest, working is very stressful. Nobody, you see that baby girl treat. I write it on my status. I'll be like, man, this independent woman, I don't do it again. I need baby girl treats. But then, not just, well, it depends on the kind of man, that have to make me a housewife. Like you rightly say, there are certain men that will make you a housewife. You don't really need any job out there. There's enough work to do in the house every day. But there are certain men that just want to make you a housewife. Then you need a backup plan just in case.
Any man who is not rich cannot housewife a woman, unless it is that time when they are raising their kids and their kids are small and the woman is sacrificing so as not to pay nanny. That's
Exactly.
a different
That's what I'm saying.
conversation. But any man that does not have $500,000 a year and above is not. This is not your conversation. You understand? Unless you live in now, if you earn $100,000 a year in Nigeria, you can be in this, because what $100,000 will buy for you a year in Nigeria, it cannot buy for you abroad. So you can be in this conversation. Now, Bukola, your own 1 minute. What are your final thoughts?
The truth is, I love soft life, very, very soft life. If my husband is earning 3 million, of course, I want to be at home, but definitely he's going to be paying me something at the end of the month, because I have done it before. I did it for so many years. I was at home back in Nigeria and I was getting paid, right? I love soft life. If he has that money, of course, I'm going to stay at home and be doing everything, but then he has to be putting something in my account. It's not about him. God forbid if anything happens to you. So God forbid, it's not about me competing with him. I want to be available for my children. I want to be available for him. I love family life a lot. I believe, if I have my family in order, I have my community in order. I'm preparing them for the world. I'm preparing them for nation building. So I love my family. I love soft life, but then something must be entering my account every month. And I want to advise every house lady, every housewife listening to me right now. It is very okay for you to support your husband, but please don't drag with your husband. Don't compete with your husband. Most of the responsibilities of taking care of the home and taking care of our children lies in our hands. Sometimes men cannot do it better. We can do it better than them. Protect your children, protect your household, build children that will be, profitable to the community and the world at large, not the ones that will come in and they will be looking for cheap money like the ones we are experiencing in Nigeria, destroying nations, destroying countries.
Only Nigeria, even in that Canada, you people live in.
I know. So wherever you are in this life, please, your family, make them priorities. Thank you.
All right, John, your final 1 minute. So I can run away from this conversation before they start to beat me.
Say the truth now. Say most times when you see women say they can't be housewives no matter what it says.
Hey John, you started now.
They want to have wings so that they can fly. You understand? They want so that if they come back from work, they go branch that place where they normally branch. The truth is that if a man provides you with exactly what you will go out and look for, what are you going outside to look for? He has put himself. Do you know how much risk such men take to make that money? They make that money. They go through a lot to make that money, and he wants you not. He doesn't want to go through that, to put yourself in harm's way like he's doing, and he wants to stay at home and just enjoy the dividends of his labor. Sit your ass back at home and enjoy it. No be long thing. Just sit back at home and enjoy it. What are you going to look for outside? What you want one boss to be commanding you and be looking at the line of your G-string when you wear G-string in the office. What?
How about you being your own boss? When they say the woman has to work, does it mean that she has to work under somebody?
Madam, you can never
be her own boss?
You can never be your own boss because every boss.
Sorry?
If this man who owns businesses have someone he goes to meet to give.
You lie. I disagree with you on that.
Madam, if you own a store, kiddie store, the man who comes in to patronize your business is your boss.
Let me tell you, I think I said this before. I don't
He's a customer.
I don't like arguing about. The man is a customer. There's certain arguments I don't like engaging myself in. For real.
The only boss that I have right now is my husband. The man who comes to patronize me is not my boss.
Madam.
The only boss that I have is my husband.
If I send you an email now and tell you
there are certain arguments I don't like to engage.
If I send you an email and tell you that I want consultation, what will you first call me, sir? You say, sir, you are not.
I know you, sir. Doesn't matter. Sir, for waiting.
You still not to understand this whole thing. If I were, let's say, for example, if I were to be your wife and you pay me salary and I decide to open an outlet, hold on a second. I decide to open something that I'm a business that I'm running.
All right, time up, everybody.
To operate it or not.
Time up.
Let's drop this, please. Better please. We're good.
Thank you so much, Samaria. Thank you so much, Buki. Thank you so much, Destiny, wife of John. And thank you so much, John. At this point, I have to run, make I no enter trouble. Because to be honest, this matter is a very delicate matter, and I fit offend my women. And my life and my show is centered around women. Women's ideas, women's needs. Many of my women are side chicks. Many of them are single moms, divorcees, some married women, everybody. So I know if you offend them. So this topic, now very dicey topic.
You're not trying not to offend them and you're offending the men.
I'm also trying not to offend the men. That's your own job. That's why you are here, to balance it so that
she's
the men will
always
not be offended.
protecting you guys, John. Daddy Freeze is always protecting you guys. Even this topic is still centered around protecting men. He wants the wives to be available. He's always protecting you guys. That's the truth.
No, he's not protecting us. He's protecting the society. Because if the women are
You
available,
shouldn't be surprised about that.
Protecting the family start from the home.
That's what
doing. So he's still protecting you guys. Protecting the family starts from the home.
He's protecting
I would like to work anytime, any day. I might be my own boss.
No, I love soft
period.
life. Honestly,
period.
I love soft life with me. I wake up, cook. I cook, clean.
Being your own boss doesn't make you stress.
I love it.
You can be your own boss and you don't have to stress so much. Just be
Buki, that is why you're getting a Mercedes Benz and others are not getting.
No, it's not like that. It's because they can afford it. It's because they can afford it. No.
Don't worry yourself.
It's because we have people that are doing that.
Hold on. Mention who are the others?
I don't call anybody name.
Mention them.
I don't call anybody name. I don't call anybody name.
All right, guys. Good night. Goodbye. We'll be back tomorrow with another smashing topic. Thank you all for joining. John, everybody.
Bye. Thank you. Bye, everyone.